The best way to introduce issues of environmental, cultural, and economics is through the tragedy of commons. Let's look at the tragedy of commons in the overfishing of lobster. Each lobsterman has an incentive to take as many lobsters as possible to maximize their income in each season. But if every lobsterman pursues the individually rational strategy, the carrying capacity of the ecosystem may be reduced, resulting in few lobsters in the following seasons. It would be collectively rational to limit the total number of lobsters harvested to the carrying capacity of the ecosystem, but without intervention, the result may not be obtained. This eliminates the lobster population. This now has two effects. First, the cod population may suffer as lobster is a primary food for cod. This now hurts two types of fishing, cod and lobster, causing people to lose their jobs, and the price of these ocean dwellers will increase in stores as well. Society has an individualistic outlook on life and worry about themselves before others. This falls under the idea of Sionism, which is people don't trust others' behaviors or intents due to that person's self-interest. Schools look out for test grades, and good grades get the school funding. But is this the best outlook for the students? By bringing in people of different cultures and backgrounds, they can assist in teaching students more about sustainability.
The sustainability framework includes three main parts: environmental, social cultural, and economic. The environmental component includes preventing the crossing of irreversible tipping points and humans supporting the earth to replenish itself and within a human generation on global and local scales. The social cultural component consists of critically analyzing the connection between humans and nature, moving from solidarity to affirmation and then a critique of power, working towards peace through nonviolent conflict resolution, and maintaining health, wellness, and happiness. The economic component consists of ensuring that there are strong local economies and a responsible global commerce, as well as the reintegration of the cultural commons within our society.
One way to integrate sustainable education into schools is by adding cultural commons to the curriculum. By definition, a cultural common is a system of intellectual resources available in a given area, focusing on traditional concepts of culture. Elements that define a cultural common may include sharing ideas, creativity and styles of the community, local language, or shared practices and techniques of a cluster of people. There is also great emphasis on practices passed down from generation to generation. A commons-based society refers to a shift away from the values of a modern-day market-based society. It's looking to shed the competitive and hierarchical ways of thinking, and is one that values and protects common assets, working for the benefit of everyone, not just the individual. So, cultural commons within the curriculum would aim to educate students about intergenerational knowledge and skills that allow people to live more mutually supportive lives. The concept of cultural commons exists in every community, whether it's rural, urban, suburban, wealthy, or impoverished, and include knowledge, skills, and patterns that pull away from the focus of our current monetized economy. The knowledge and skills are based in a wide variety of categories, each essential to understanding cultural commons within the unique community. The purpose is to educate students on the past and allow them to choose what aspects of society should be conserved and what should ultimately be eliminated.
So how can we bring the cultural commons into the classroom? Bring in an indigenous person to tell stories of their ancestors. Then have your students write their own stories using a story structure that reflects that of the indigenous culture, or play traditional games common in their culture to teach probability in math class. Students can learn about iterations, translations, rotations, and dilations by creating cornrows. Have someone from the community demonstrate how it is done while talking about the history and cultural importance of cornrows. Build a compost bin and school garden where students can learn about the soil, nutrition, and to value our land. Skype with local farmers for tips on gardening. And while you have them on Skype, have the students ask how global warming is affecting their crops. Their knowledge can be used in your science lessons and will help bring awareness to a major concern in our society. Use their awareness and the knowledge passed down through the cultural commons to give your students a voice. Have them look at business laws and social studies and write speeches and proposals to make a change. Bringing in the cultural commons is also a great way to make sure we are only passing down the good knowledge. Students can look at cultural commons like racism in social studies. Try bringing in the cultural commons into your classroom to work towards a sustainable education today.